Good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm Stefan, and today we'll be starting another live trading session. I want to check first if the sound is all right, and it should be fine. All right. Good morning. Hey, Baba, Jade, Shogun, Christian, Andre. Hello, everyone. How are you? How is it going? 1 second to go on the Mac. I want to be sure that everything is right. I had some issues this morning that I've encountered, and hopefully solve them. I don't know, whenever I have an update on my Mac or in the OBS, some changes are done on my inputs and outputs, and that's why I had a little delay. But everything should be fine now, and we should be ready to go. All right, so administrative stuff as you're already used to. If you didn't manage to leave a comment or I don't know, say Stefan it's ugly or whatever the heck, you can go and hit that like, that retweet, that comment, and let's trade. All right. And we'll be starting with the setups on Bitcoin first and Ethereum and what I'm expecting from the market. And then we'll be slowly getting into altcoins. We'll be discussing about Total Tree and others and what I expect for the next period. All right. Yeah, I'm well. Thanks God, I'm well. I'm fine. All right, so I already made some plans and I'm looking for some stuff here. We'll be highlighting some aspects that I'm following up, especially on Bitcoin, because I think we are in potentially what could be actually the last phase of Bitcoin. And that being said, let's look at some potential trades here. We have a daily FEG at the Monday low, and it falls quite well with this very, very aggressive supply, which we had previously at 122,000, 123. So I'm thinking of a classic sweep of the Monday low, which would fall into this point of interest around here. Maybe I'll front run it a little bit, and also potentially we can see a trend line liquidity grab and then reclaim back inside the value area and target again my main point of interest, which is Monday high here because it wasn't swept. So I'm watching potentially Tuesday low on the weekly profile. I already highlighted that on my Discord. Um, and basically to look for something like this. Yeah, Tuesday, the low of the week, and then expansion into Thursday, local top into Thursday, and then we should have a potential ABC, maybe correction for way higher after that, because I expect way higher. But potentially we'll have a underneath retest of this previous area of resistance, which now will become support. So I'm expecting something like this right now. Let's go back into Bitcoin low time frame. And based on that, I'm looking forward something like this. 1 second. I am prepared all the time with any scenario, Scalpio, because I use proper risk management. I have clear setups here. I explained yesterday the probability of taking a short. Who listened? It's short from this deviation. I'm always prepared. I learned to be prepared. That's why I'm trading day in, day out. I know lots of people, they are not used to having plans and actually trading, but I'm doing this live day in, day out. So I did mention yesterday that if we get a deviation, we should look for a short. We deviated. Yeah, it was a little bit. I actually last night I went to sleep quite early, so and now I'm looking forward on this 61.8 retracement at the Monday low here and swing failure of all this liquidity. This would be my first low time frame setup. Then we would look at the TP1 here at 124,500. That would be my first area of key horizontal. I know a lot of people will try to short after like a bearish retest, but that's not the way to do it. The way to do it, it's actually take the deviations, because once the price will retest back, so once we'll go back and retest this one, it's not that environment anymore where you're actually taking those setups which are giving you a retracement and then retest. Those setups usually work in a range, and indeed, I'm a very profitable range trader, but right now it's about a trend. I saw a lot of range traders getting obliterated lately, especially on the copy trading stuff. And I had some complaints in the DMs. Well, I don't know why I get the complaints, because it's you who are following those guys. Most of them, they have no idea about trading, but that's the second part, because they don't use proper risk management. Here I was looking at the 78.6. I always try to play them on Ethereum. They are very good. If you can see here, for example, 78.6, go with a 2 to 1, and boom, that's done. Next boss, take profit hit. Even this one goes to stop loss, then you have a net PNL of 2 to 1 from this one, and this one goes wrecked. But we'll explain a little bit later. Let's finish off with Bitcoin here. So, Lucky, I think you mean Lucky Chart Ape. Yeah, he's a very good trader. We have quite similar trading techniques, and I absolutely love it. I backtested it for years, and I came to this style of trading by experiencing and observing what is best. Yeah, not just, it's not like a secret formula. You can get a secret formula for risk management. That's clear. Yeah, you go with the 1%, and you try to compound those profits that you're making. All right, that's a secret formula which you can use day in, day out. But actually, when it comes to the trading style and the setups that you're framing, that's very, very individual. And indeed, I found that liquidity in combination with volumes, the ones that we observe, yeah, like visible volume profile or stuff like that, and Fibonacci plus trend lines, channels, they are absolutely insane. You don't need more. You don't need more. You just need proper risk management, a good planning, and you can actually print money. That's it. But a lot of people, they are trying to overcomplicate the things. Um, I'm I'm mentioning once again. Okay, it might feel simple, but it's not simple at all, because simplicity actually means lots of experience. Yeah, I'm starting a rant here, but I don't necessarily want to get into this rant. But uh, trading as simple as possible means that you have lots of experience, and I know uh, it's not easy at all. but you have to put the time and effort. I mean, some people, they are spending 3 to 5 years uh, to get proficient in IT or jobs that will become obsolete in the next years, and they don't put the time and effort for learning trading. So that just amazes me, and they are expecting to be uh, to be making money after 1 week in trading. All right, I actually posted. So yeah, I like a lot what Lucky it's working and how he's doing. Um, so yeah, I would be looking for something like this. We have the Monday low precisely at GP here. And what I like more is that we have a huge gap in the volumes here. You can observe it. So we have this high volume cluster and this one. Uh, the first one was already flipped. You can see we already are trading below it. So most likely what the price will doing is actually will be looking on creating efficiency to the next high volume cluster, which would be this one. So I expect a big wick to the downside, a flush, and sort of a V-shape recovery from this area based on the volumes that we are observing. I don't expect the price to be trading below this key horizontal at 122,500. I expect the price to be holding the POC in this area. If, all right, that can be a scenario where the price can go lower. All right, if it will go lower, then I expect this blue zone to be tapped. I have pretty good confidence on that area. If we take a fib from the bottom to the top, we can see we have a 38.2, which, considering how bullish the price action is, I do think we'll get a good bounce here at this area, 122,000, 119.8. So it will be a blind uh, blind bid area. We can speak about the swing failure of this pivot low, but actually, if we structural wise, we can see this is the pivot low which created a new high. So stop losses are lying below this low here, and we can speak a lot about lots of liquidations in that specific point. So you can actually go with quite a high risk to reward setup here if you are live and you manage to trade and take that setup. We can speak about a pretty good risk to reward setup. And we can trail the short. We can scrap some profits off along the way down. And then we can add actually to the winning position. So for example, here, if I see that I took a stop loss, what I'll do is actually I'll scrap some profits from the short side to cover for the loss of this long. I'll take a partial, like 25% of my short. Then I'll cover for the loss. If the price goes still lower, my short will do even more profits. And here I'll aim to close about 75% of the short. Uh, it's it's insanely important to understand the power of a plan. Lots of people, they are just trading and they have absolutely no idea about where to take profits, where to close a trade, how to add to a winning position, and so on. And that's not something that you can that you can learn in 1 week of trading or 1 month of trading. Yeah, that's another discussion. Also, for example, I'm expecting initial bounce here. If we go into this area at 121,000, also a very good scalping, low time frame scalping area, because we have the weekend lows and the value area low. We have lots of liquidity here based on the Saturday low alongside the equal low of the Friday. So I expect that we'll have a nice bounce in this area. I'm not chilling any exchange. I was just playing around with trading on 1 minute on one exchange, but actually it's doing for an airdrop. I was discussing with the guys if it's working because I had some people in the Discord which made about 5 to 6 digits airdrop in Hyperliquid. So I was actually um, looking to capitalize the opportunity of a potential um, airdrop season because they are seasonal, they come and go, and there is a pretty high probability that if the market makers or they want to create some hype behind the airdrops and some coins will have again the chance of a airdrop like we had on Hyperliquid. So it was just that. And there are some exchanges, and also I think in the MetaMask, something like Backpack, I need to speak with V uh, so we can capitalize some potential airdrops that might happen. Like for example, Lighter. But yeah, it's just a speculation for the moment. I don't encourage going with more than pizza money. I was just having fun with some uh, with some low capital, so not too much, not too shabby. I never encourage skipping the risk management. That's the most important thing. If you want to skip the risk management, I think you are cooked. Any way you put it, any way you take it. If you are trying to outsmart or I don't know, it's very popular now on X. The common idea, this bullshit where you are just raising the risk on some trades because you will think that those trades will have a higher probability, which is a bullshit. I mean, all your trades have the same probability of winning and losing. It's a matter of probability. It's not a matter of what your balls are tingling or bullshit like that. It's absolutely insane, but it is what it is. I mean, that's why some of us we are making money, like I'm doing, and some other people they are just losing money. But yeah, man, we ranted too much. We ranted them too much. All right, so getting back here into Bitcoin, scalp short here, aiming to take more profits here into the lows, especially if it's hitting my stop loss. Then I'm aiming to take a scalp long here, quite a good risk to reward at 121,500. Then ultimately, if we get here in 119,000, 120,000, swing failure into the 38.2, well, that's a very good area to get in some longs. I'll mainly try to hunt the liquidity and look for some continuation setups because it's looking very good for the longs. While in the same time, uh, I'm not ignoring the potential range play, which can be. I should be ignorant to. Yeah, it might not happen. I don't give any a damn about it, but it's a probability of anything to happen. And if this will happen, which is a probability in the books, so it's not. Uh, I'm too stupid to think, okay, it will go to 116,000, which I do think it will. But my opinion doesn't matter when it comes to setups. And the setups are making me profitable. I'm making money from the setups day in, day out. So I don't quite care about my opinion either. So this one, it's a setup in the books which you can have. A consistent swing failure of the highs is a sign of some weakness there, and you might. Yeah, I will post them, Hausiao. Yeah, I'll post them. Um, um, so everything has a probability. Everything. You want to be prepared from any aspect and any point. All right. Nobody cares about your opinion because no one will make money based on opinion. That's one rule of the game. You want to be focused, you want to manage to be sharp enough in order to take advantage of these moves. All right. One second, because one member asked me to. All right, to pause the trades, and he's right. That would be it on Bitcoin. I will be looking to scalp this level. I would like to have a confluence at the potential New York Open. That would be the best usually because you have a very good delivery. Hey, Lord Greengrass. Good morning. Let's hop into Ethereum, guys. By the way, we have only 20 likes and almost 100 people live. Let's get it to 50 likes at least, and now let's go to Ethereum. You're shorting Zek. Well, Zek had a very nice short here, shorting opportunity. Look at this weekend high. You'll put 2 likes for me, thanks, man. Zek is playing an intra range here. It's quite a clean one. You can see the target should be this equal lows at 123. Yeah, even if we go with this channel, I think it's a little bit overextended move. I'm not a fan of that one. Mm. It's a little bit overextended. Definitely, I would like to play something like this, back inside the range, back inside the range, value area low, value area high kind of play. Right now, it's at the equilibrium. I wouldn't touch it here. I definitely wouldn't touch it here. I don't have any opinion. If he posted a setup, it's a setup. So I don't have opinions. A setup, it's a setup, and it must be played. So here, about Zcash, swing failure of the highs, swing failure of the lows. That's quite a good risk to reward trade. Hello, hello, hello. So getting back here to Ethereum, I will do lots of charting a little bit later on, no worries. For example, here, if we go on a 5 minutes, we can observe that the price is trying to hold on the other side of the trend line. What I don't like about this one necessarily is that POC it's a little bit too close to my long setup here. I was looking at the value area low long with a confluence of 78.6 and swing failure of this pivot lows. The market is trying to hold. Maybe we make this little W, which definitely would be way better risk to reward than what I framed here. But this is a setup and it must be played as it is. All right. For example, here, 78.6 short gave you 2 to 1 out. You book the money. Next setup. What I was also looking at here on Ethereum, I was looking at this potential range, and we can speak about an internal liquidity range. We have 1 low and 2 lows. We have sort of a 2 equal lows here. And I was looking for a potential deviation back inside the range here. At the lows, something like this. Um, so swing failure of this pivot low at 4,600. If we go on a 4 hours, what I like about this one is that we will violate the 4-hour FEG. And for that specific one, I already post the long limit order, which is based on the 0.5 GAN level violation of the 4-hour FEG in confluence with this breaker area, and we have a good fib zone 38.2. Tap of that one, and I'm still targeting 4.8. Indeed, it's a little bit wide, the stop loss, but when you want to give a trade beforehand, And when you want to work with the limit orders, and you're trying to frame something for the people that might not have the time to sit in the front of the computer, you need to uh, go with some limit orders with a wider stop loss, because some people uh, they won't have the capacity to follow a low time frame entry. For example, for me, how it would look if I would be to hunt an entry around here. I would be looking for a swing failure and then pivot reclaim of this area. We have also a trend line which was quite well respected. So I would be looking for something like this. And I would take this one as a potential deviation, and then trigger a long low time frame scalp with a pretty good risk to reward. So I would be looking for something like this. All right. The risk to reward still remains to the upside, at least on Ethereum, until we get this draw of liquidity. This is the first one, which I'm interested in, and this is the second draw of liquidity, which I'm really interested in. So I do think that the price will eventually take this level. That's why I'm aiming for the setup. Already yesterday, while we were on the live stream, London live trading session from yesterday, I framed the setup. I was looking at this round bottomish formation, and at the fact that when the price was just grinding higher, creating equal lows, all right, in some scenarios and when the market gives, I'm usually taking liquidity setups based on the fib levels, something like this. For example, a 78.6. I was looking for something like this. Take all the liquidity back inside the range, and then I can scalp a pretty high risk to reward setup, and then target the highs. Damn it, something like this. But seems like the market, I observed that the market just doesn't care about going for the lows here, and most likely it was baiting the shorts. I saw also, sorry, lots of shorts getting baited and quite an aggressive rejection, big position sizes here. Um, and I did saw this coming, so I said, okay, the price has actually displaced the POC, and I was looking for a 61.8 retracement from this point here, and seems like that was the trade here. Uh, and right now, if I'm looking for another setup, the highest probability area for a long, in my too stupid sense, it's here, 4.6 thousand. That's the area that I would like to hunt. Right now, the price is just creating liquidity, maybe preparing for a near trading session. Also, what you can observe here is that we already created a displacement and a BPR. So it's highly probable that we will pump into this area, and then the price will just dump aggressively. So I don't know, you can look for a 61.8 uh, retracement here into the highs, and maybe scalp short with take profit here into this main point of interest. All right. There are so many ways to skin a cat when it comes to trading and framing setups. All it requires is you to have a good plan on how you are executing the trades on a daily basis. It doesn't matter too much about any other thing than plan, risk management, and clear setups. and consistency. These things are making a trader. Day in, day out trading. All right, so we discussed about this too. Let's look at others. Lots of people are interested about them. Yesterday I made an overview on a 3 days time frame and a weekly time frame. It seems like my charts were not saved. Maybe if I open a fresh one. No, it seems like they are not saved. Yeah, whatever. I already posted them on Twitter also. So main idea, which I liked about it, was that price is trying to uh, hold, if we can observe here, this previous area of support. And I'm very interested to see candle body closing above it here, right? Very interested about this. Yeah, something like this. And we can have a wick down, reclaim, and then send higher. Also, if we look on the others chart, we have indeed the 3 days. Sorry, we have a nice uh, double bottom formation here. You can see it, and we are holding the neckline. Yeah, we can we can definitely have one more dump, something like this, and create sort of a double bottom in that area from which the price would send. I don't know, would it be this week, next week, but I definitely wait for an expansion. Expect, sorry, an expansion, and my first area would be here, 645. If we go and look at on the total tree, what I like about this one is that if you look on the 3 days, the last 3 days candle, it already closed above our previous demand, showing some signs of strength. Also, if we look at this upward channel, yeah, the price is trying to flip the area which previously was resistance into some kind of support. And I'm looking for the first expansion at 1.71 trillion. Okay, let's put an alarm here because I want to see if we are actually reclaiming this level on Ethereum. Or we are going straight to this one, the next one here. Okay, then an alarm here on Bitcoin. The last bad experience with alarm was AVAX last week. Took the previous week low and then didn't even have a chance to take the setup. All right, let's look at some shitcoins. I had this set up yesterday, which I was looking at. I'm already risk-free on it. It hit 1 to 1. I scrapped some profits off. I wanted to add to my winning position, but I already observed the structure. It's not looking that great. And this trend line was not holding. This upward channel was not holding. Initially, when I saw it reclaiming, I said, okay, if it's holding, then maybe I will I'll take a retest and then hold the ascending channel. But no, it looks like just wants to go here in my main area where I'm looking for some longs. So nothing too fancy there. Uh, I like the altcoins on a 3 days chart. I like them a lot. And for example, here I'm waiting for this atom swing failure. I'm waiting for such a long period of time from April to May. I'm still waiting for this one. Okay, let's see Ethereum. Maybe we can scalp something or it goes straight to the next level. Let's see. Calm down. Let's see Bitcoin. Well, this one didn't pass. It's just Ethereum for the moment. No reclaim, no setup. I'm just waiting for the moment. Usually what happens when you have a day like this, the whole delivery, it will be a bearish one. So I'm not necessarily expecting too many reversals. If you have some shorts, keep them. I'll expect some sort of a reversal maybe at the New York trading session. But until then, I expect the price to just violently go lower and lower. Let's see what do we get here. And seems like we have a reclaim. We have a 5 minute candle close. That would mean we can look for something like this and go for this 2-to-1 risk to reward. All right, let's go back on the altcoins. Some setups that I really liked a lot, for example, AXS here. I like this one, how it's holding. You can see that the price is actually reclaiming this previous low, so it looks sort of a 3-tap setup with this June violent spring reaction. So I do think that most of the altcoins are in sort of a wyckoff accumulation pattern based on how they are creating liquidity and how they are hitting these points of interest. So I do think it's worth giving them a shot, accumulating at the bottom and looking for a selling half on a double. I think everyone should be familiar with this aspect. So something like this, getting risk free from your investment, getting your money back. I don't think it's a bad plan. What it matters the most in these plans, it's actually how are you executing them, because a lot of people are getting into this position. For example, we had some longs on CFX. We bought this swing failure of the lows here. You can see it made a 3x to my initial out, made some profits, and now I'm looking to um, reload and add to my winning bags. And actually, I'm waiting for the price somewhere around here at 0.12, 0.11, this area. Um, Same stuff, Koti, maybe a little bit lower. I'm waiting here for the swing failure of this equal lows. There are lots of setups. If you zoom out a little bit, there's lots of setups going on lately. I have the swing long on Doge. Took some profits, grabbed some profits off because we already reached the uh, supply area. Also, I was looking for some low time frame trades. I didn't have a chance to get into this one. Dot, same stuff. I'm looking for a long setup around here at the GP. Spring failure of this pivot lows, maybe retracement here. And we have also the POC. Dusk, I like the fact that it started rallying quite aggressive. You can see it already put like a 40% candle in few days, in 1 2 3 days. So it was actually really nice to see some signs of life into this one. Come on, Bitcoin, give me that Monday low. I know you can give it. So, and that would also mean that Ethereum would go for my main point of interest at 40,600. This one is not delivering. We can maybe we scrap it off. If it's not reclaiming. Filecoin, I I like the setup formed here. You can see a 3 tap, and the price is holding quite nice. We reached the first area of supply, which is absolutely normal. And you can see the price is rejecting a little bit. We can go all the way down here and form sort of a double bottom to retest the demand and uh, for the market makers actually to observe if there's enough demand and if actually the people are interested in this, um, in holding the price action. So it's an area where I'm interested in adding to my winning position here at the lows on fill. All right. I was asked about hyperliquid, but no, I don't like it. And not that I don't like it on a subjective manner or not this one. What the heck? Hyper USDT. It's hype, not hyper. You retarded. All right. But I think this one doesn't have enough history. I think KuCoin has the most history, yeah. So you can see actually the price. I don't know, we had very aggressive dump here, and this makes me think that some big sellers are in control. And I'm actually looking for this area at 29. And why, if you ask me, is because most likely the sellers that came in control here and they put 33% dump, I think they will come back in control for a potential AB equals CD. And that indeed, it will be a buying opportunity because it will be just an ABC correction for way higher. Indeed, but I can only see about a 3 to 4x from here on this 146 to 140. I think it's doable on uh, yeah, on the next period, but I think there are way better risk to reward setups out there. All right, let's get back to charting. I was watching the questions and the discussions there on the chart. Yeah, let's chart some shitcoins. Uh, we're already almost 1 hour into the live. Okay, hit me up with your questions, ladies and gentlemen. I see mix. I'll go with the usual ones, even though um, I really don't like some of them. Man, what the heck I can chart on this one? I need the damn logarithmic chart on this one. It's absolutely insane. But no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe if we go around here at 0.9, we definitely have a double top here. I'm looking for a rejection at 0.8, and that potentially can be the top. But I don't like, yeah. I'm looking for something like this. Reject around here, ABC, AB equals CD into this equal low pivot area. So let's go into the usual scam coins like AVNT and this shitty coins. I had a good scalp here on AVNT while this range lasted. I wanted to short this area, but it never came. I wanted to have a swing short, but it never came to my point of interest. So it's pretty lame. The structure, it's not what I'm looking forward for. And everyone, it's hyped on STBL. Let's check ICP until then. ICP, I have already a setup which I'm looking at. 1 second. Damn it. All right. So I'm looking at this retracement here on ICB based on the model that we have. I think we started a market maker buy model here, and I'm targeting the OGN, the highs here, original consolidation from where the move started, and I'm looking at for an entry here at the low risk buy area, and you can easily have some nice risk to reward. We can speak about the 2x, a 240% move. And if you're going with a swing, you can see the risk to reward is pretty nice. So I'm waiting for an entry there on ICP. Give me my entry. Dump the altcoins a little bit because I need my entries. STBL, another crap coin. I had a long, I took profit already on this one, but based on this deviation and rejection here, I do think that we can look for the next area of support, which will be here. So if you have a short, keep it on STBL here. But I'm already expecting for something like this. And this to be the next area where you want to look for longs. All right. Full portfolio. If you want to go full portfolio, it's up to you. I always use the 1% rule, and I'm really, really fine with that. I'm okay with the profits. If you have a 50,000, 100,000 portfolio, you can be really relaxed with a 1% risk. The ones that are encouraging go with 5% and shit like that, they usually play with $10 portfolios. And you saw it. You saw it lately. They are actually playing with $10 portfolios. So it's up to you guys who you're following. Where are you putting your money? It's not up to me or anyone else. And I don't care. It's up to you what you choose to do and stuff like that. All right. Maybe we get an entry here on Bitcoin. On Bitcoin. Not only there's lots of scammers and LARPs are out there. I just looked at hype earlier. You can go like 5 minutes behind and then you'll see that I looked at hype. Aster. Well, Aster is so hyped lately. And I have to be honest here, I missed this short. I don't know how I missed it, but it's one of my favorite setups. Man, I'm retarded. It's one of my best setups here, and I missed it. It is what it is. I think market right now it's in a liquidity hunt mode. And for example, on Aster, okay, maybe we can get another pump, but I'll be trying again to short here maybe and take these lows because I want to take a long, maybe here at the 78.6. You can see this area. So I'm waiting for this zone. Man, I can't believe I missed this one. Well, it is what it is. Here, I'm looking to long, maybe a swing failure of this pivot lows. You can see two lows here and one equal low. I think that would give us a pretty good risk to reward ratio. EBC, and then higher. I like it. I like it. Yeah, you are in Lond. I don't know what it's a Lond. Yeah, it's looking good for a triple tap here on a 3-day time frame, not on a low time frame. This is the setup which you want to get in this kind of environment, and it's actually a really, really nice one. But as I said previously on Filecoin, we can get a double bottom here. So I can see the market makers pushing the price a little bit lower in order to retest the demand and have a sort of a vibe check to see what's going on and if the people are actually bidding. And here I want to see some big volume bids coming in, right? That's my main area where I would look for some positions. Uh, Chainlink as a blue chip safe buy. Chainlink for me, it's done. I bought Chainlink here at $5. I don't know why I would go here in Chainlink. I have a huge bag of Chainlink, mainly due to the fact that I allocated myself in this area. I just sold a half on a double and I'm just holding the rest. So I'm definitely not buying here. This, if you ask me, this one was a good area to get in Chainlink. We had a breakout. We had the breakout and the retest. That was a good area, 15, $16. But 22, 25, it's an absolute no. Most of the people are taking profits, but I'm definitely sure this one is going higher. We have a bull flag going. I see it at 38 at least, or even taking the highs here, highly probable. So I can see it definitely going higher, something like this. But I don't have a position because you don't have a spot where to put your stop loss. Where do you put your stop loss here? Because you see, high time frame, it's indeed an uptrend, but when you are zooming in on the low time frame structure, what the price is doing, it's actually continuously swing failuring the lows. So if you want to maybe get in a position, it's actually maybe low time frame swing failure patterns and reclaims, and then put the stop loss fast at break even, but you'll be stopped out multiple times. It's worth it taking them. Definitely, it's worth it, but you have to have that in your plan and be sure that you allocate the time and effort and have some alarms and you're sharp enough to take all those setups all the time when they appear. CVX, let's check it out. I don't know what I have here. I already have some drawings. All right. I was waiting for the 0.5, which never came. I was looking at 6.1.8. This one is already done. 78.6 was tapped. We are rejecting this previous pivot area. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm waiting to bid somewhere around here for a swing long. It's exactly the same stuff which I pointed out previously on Filecoin. I think they will try to have a deeper retracement in order to test the demand for going way higher. You can look for a 78.6 locally, maybe here at 3.1, something like this. This looks like an okay setup here. Let me actually copy it because then I will forget about them. And people will ask, VIP guys will ask me about them, and well, go and watch the video. I won't have time. Zeta. Let's check Zeta. I don't like the fact that it's just dancing with a listing price. Usually that means one thing. It means that yeah, we still have a downtrend here, definitely. But I like the fact that it's creating sort of a floor. I would like to see a sort of a power of three here. Yeah, something like this. W, reclaim, and breakout. So I don't like the fact that it's hovering with this listing price. Let's see, may all the exchanges have that stuff? OKX, yeah, OKX has the same stuff. USDT, KuCoin has the same stuff. I think multiple exchanges had the same, yeah, and Bybit has the same stuff. Yeah, so I'm waiting. I would wait here for a sweep of this low. If you want to buy spot, well, it's not a bad idea. It's, you guys are giving me names that already pumped. What can I do about this one? You can see I already discussed here. If you go on Discord and check Stark, you should be already in a long from this area. I mentioned that I'm accumulating Stark here at the lows. Low risk buy area hit too many times actually. Market makers, they give you so many, they give you so many chances to get in, and now actually it's time to take profits. I don't know why would you chase it here. Wait for retracement. Any other questions? Litecoin, yeah, that's a good one. That's very good for trading, not for investing. I think Litecoin, in terms of investing, it's quite cooked. I don't know, it's more of a asset which you would like to trade, not to invest. But maybe I'm wrong. Well, this swing failure here was quite insufficient in my point of view. And also, I would actually look at this area. I would look for a swing failure. So maybe one more push if you want to scalp it. Yeah, in this area, deviation, take a scalp there. And for a long, I would look somewhere here. You can see we already have an internal liquidity range. We have a deviation of the range lows. So I think you can have some successful scalping with this one. If we get here at the lows, 5.29, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. FXS, I have that one on my radar. It's not looking bad at all. But I just need a little bit deeper retracement here on Frax. I want the swing failure of this pivot at 1.8. Yeah, so you can see I'm waiting for the swing failure of this pivot low here and then play the range game. XPL, damn it. All right. On XPL, what I was waiting actually was the swing failure of the previous week low and get into some longs. But it's not looking bad at all. PG had a nice long here, took this breakout retest. It's already risk free, so if it's going one more chance, maybe something like this, I think going for the swing failure wouldn't be a bad idea. This is actually what I'm waiting for here. Swing failure of this pivot low. Sand. I'll take 3, 4 more requests because I'm already, yeah, tired. I spoke so much. Mm. I think swing failure of this equal lows would be nice. If you see, we have this initial W, so bid somewhere around here, same story, form this W. they're looking quite similar, most of the altcoins. You can see now they are trying to form an M, but actually actually I think it will be a bigger W. One second, let me get some water. All right. Well, I'll take 3 more requests and then we can call it a session. NMR too high. I'm not. If you no, I'm not touching it. You can see each dump is kind of retraced, dump retraced, pump retraced, pump retraced. So no, thank you. Not interested in this one. Maybe if you want to scalp it, if you're a good scalper, yeah. BNB, let it fly. Same story. You can see what I was trying to do here. What I was trying to do here at the highs was exactly what I did here. So I was looking to scalp long here and target the highs. It was a successful one. Here I was looking exactly for the same stuff, but it didn't happen. Here, target this one, didn't happen. So no, thank you. And that would be it. I will take 2 more and that's it. ASTR. Uh, Not bad. Picking up some volumes here. You can see it already took some liquidity and deviated back below. This is not a healthy, yeah, not a healthy thing. And I think it will look for, it will retrace for a period, something like this. Maybe get back into 78.6, retest these lows, and then go higher. And the next one, the last one actually, is C98. Same stuff. But I like the fact that it's trying to create this double bottom structure. We had a very nice triple tap played out here already, you can see. So for example, right now, if we get something like this, the retest of the previous demand area, confirm the demand, and then we can go higher. So this would be maybe the last low risk buy area that we can get. Ah, damn it, I'm tired already. Bitcoin is trying to front run my level. I see what he's doing here. Based on the 4-hour close, you have a swing failure pattern of the previous 4 hours. It's dancing with the previous day low. So what might happen here actually is that they create liquidity for the New York session. It's highly probable that they might do that. All right. Well, let's call it a session. We'll be live again in 4 hours from now at the New York trading session. I don't think they will front run. I saw already some discussions on Discord. I don't know if they will front run. I think they create liquidity for Monday for New York. That being said, thank you very much for tuning in. Let's play some setups here and there. Let's try to make some money and focus because the upcoming period it will be quite insane in terms of risk to reward, and we will wake up in the bear market faster than you think. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. We'll hear you later on. Bye bye.